jobs ain't finished. The jobs ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by Chiefs Blitz. I'm your host, Nick Athan, publisher of ChiefsBlitz.com, and joined by Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. You can check out his show every Saturday, 1 o'clock at Bowtie Sports. He and Coach Dre do an amazing job recapping all things sports in Kansas City, including a lot of Chiefs stuff as well. So before we get started on the show and the news of the day about a return of an old soldier to the Chiefs roster, let's first talk about my very good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes, with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone that can help you sell a house or to buy a house, if you're just thinking of maybe thinking about it, good news today, the Fed lowered it straight by 0.5 point. A little surprising, but glad that they did. So now homes become even more affordable. So now's the time to start looking for a house. And that man to do that is Mr. Eric Haynes. Give him a call today at 816-729-3785. Or you may email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. Another proud sponsor is my incredible and amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for flexible health coverage, let's say you've got an expiring COBRA plan, maybe you got a group plan, maybe you got an individual plan, the deductibles are outrageous, give her a call today, let her analyze your current health insurance and see if she might be able to find a better option for you. So if you want that custom quote or you just want that consultation, give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
He loves Emily.
Yes, I do. And I love you guys too, man. Emily. Just for the record.
Maybe not as much as Emily, but Coach, I like your patience there. Just waiting for like the knockout punch with the second go around. We'll see if you got anything left for the third, but yeah, that second one, I'm expecting big things.
That second one's the dozy.
It's doozy. Those are the voices of Lou Montagna.
Hey,
and, Coach Andre Tillman, like the hat today, the Coors Light. Now, a little history about Coors Light. Patrick Mahomes did a Coors Light bullet train advertisement. However, the NFL does not allow
can't be drinking
alcoholic sponsorships for NFL players. But I hear it's an epic commercial. So the moment he is retired, we will see that commercial.
Definitely going to see that.
I think as long as he's not touching the can, I think we're good.
Oh, he loves his Coors Light. I mean, there's no question about it.
It's the beer for the NFL, man.
That's the drink of the 3-time Super Bowl winning and 3-time everything else.
He said 3 times, 6 times. You name it, the man accomplished.
He's accomplished it all. And happy birthday! He turned 29 yesterday. Just kudos to this kid. Thank God he's in Kansas City.
The time go 29.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Forever. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there going, God, I remember when he started the last game of the 2016 season or 2017 season against the Denver Broncos, and he just he gets a big lead. They bench him. He comes out for the final drive and leads him to a game-winning field goal.
I think that was the first indication of the OMDB. He's like, wait, no, we're not losing this game. I'm going back in.
I'm going back in. We're going to find a way to win. And of course, a month later, or after the postseason, they traded Alex Smith to the then Washington Redskins, and Patrick became the full-time starter in 2018. And it's just incredible what he's accomplished. I mean, I was reading all this stuff yesterday about his birthday, and it was just like, and all these people posted all this stuff: Super Bowl wins, passing yards sooner than anybody before the age of 29.
Well, I think he's hit just about every metric at number one for under 30, and he's done it like a year early, and then he also didn't play 1 year. So
and he didn't play 1 year. Right. We forget about that.
So you're looking. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a blink of an eye. It seems like to us because it's just like the whole thing has been incredible so far. But I gotta believe the next 6 or 7 years are going to be just as incredible.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'll be on Social Security, but I'll still root from afar.
God bless you, Nick. Way to go.
And, hey, all I'm glad to see that a lot of people seeing coming around, supporting Patrick Mahomes on the under with the Coolest Light hat. That's why they got the little he didn't know, now you know. So what you gonna do with the Coolest Light hat? Since he knows.
If you drink, please drink responsibly. Message from ChiefsBlitz.com.
Hey, drink responsibly. Hey, when Mahomes win his championships, man, I know he got a Coolest Light keg. Listen, Mahomes like this. Mahomes gonna drink his kegs, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see this man get busy in his parades. We didn't see this man get busy. I don't understand why the NFL don't sponsor Coors Light anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the Super Bowl, you see that legendary ice train.
No, they can sponsor. If I'm not mistaken, they can sponsor NFL.
It's the players. I think
the players can't be associated with alcohol.
I think as long as he doesn't hold a can, he can be in the commercial. It's just something really goofy, but
yeah.
Anyway,
it'll change eventually.
He's a grown man.
Of the Super Bowl, man. It'll be okay. I got you.
Yeah. It'll change eventually.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Speaking of change, man, we got a little breaking news.
It's broken news now.
It's broken news now. It's cold.
Go ahead.
That's cold. All right. The breaking news is that Isaiah Pacheco is having surgery today. Head coach Andy Reid spoke to the media and said he couldn't declare a timeline, whether it's this season or next season. And that leads me to believe that perhaps it might be next season. We'll soon find out. But he did talk about
jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, I don't want to jump to conclusions. Hey, he did say that he kind of felt like he would work his tail off to get back, and he kind of referenced Jerick McKinnon having his surgery in December, and he told Andy he's playing in the Super Bowl. He's going to do whatever it takes, and he was ahead of schedule in his rehab after his surgery, and he worked his tail off, and he got to play in the Super Bowl. So I don't expect Kareem back. I'm sorry. I don't expect.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead.
I don't expect him back until probably Isaiah, meaning best case scenario, I think it's going to be mid-December. Worst case scenario is going to be middle of January.
I think the bottom line is anytime they talk about injuries, especially from the coaching perspective,
right,
they're going to be very, very conservative. One, they don't want to put pressure on the player. They don't want to be held to something that they have no qualification to be talking about. I think when they brought up the example of T.O. when he was in Philadelphia, being able to play in the Super Bowl with a broken leg, maybe that's kind of his context to it. But and even Coach Reid, he's not gonna give a date or put that pressure on Pops, even though he knows, like even Patrick said, he's going to get after it like nobody's business. So whatever it takes, he's going to do it to get back.
Yeah, that was it. That was who he's referring to.
And thing is, ain't no rush to him, man. Ain't no rush to Pac. Just like
they don't need it now.
Take your time. Just take your time. You got your boy coming back. Like Bo said, you got Steele coming in. Let's still get the carries. I'm excited about Steele. I know the whole kingdom is excited about Steele.
I don't know why you're excited about Steele, sir. He ran you through all them doors last show.
He did. He got my attention. He got my attention. He got my attention. But I do like Steele, and I do like. I was a big.
You got to keep that head high and tight, though. Come on.
Yeah, really. That looks like that's a fumble.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a tough head to deal with. Hey, but back to the show. But I'm gonna say this. I like Steele. Steele's tough. Steele's hard nosed. He's tough, man. Why not get his man his carries? Let's see what Steele can do. Man. I'm very excited about Steele, man. And I'm also excited about the OG coming back.
Yeah, we'll talk about him. We'll talk about him after we do our segment of Chiefs Who. But I think this injury is, it's significant. But the Chiefs have obviously, added a couple of veterans. They've got Steele. I don't think this offense is going to miss a beat.
No.
I think that you're going to see probably a little bit I think you're going to see a little different running game that I don't think is going to be a bad thing. I think you're going to see a couple of guys, 2 or 3 potentially, that have the ability to kind of maybe show a little bit more patience, not just run into the line, maybe cut back, kind of see things a little differently than Pacheco. I mean, Pacheco's just the, energizer buddy, go, 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 go. But sometimes you got to show a little finesse before you go. And I think this offense is going to be okay without him.
Well, that's probably what they're going to miss. Morris is just the juice, maybe not necessarily the production part of things, or just kind of the aura that he brings to the sideline, to just every run that he makes. Now, we've seen like small snippets of Carson running the ball in the preseason, and again the past couple of games, where you see like, okay, he's got somewhat that same potential, maybe not quite the same personality, but I think he's, as a rookie, I don't know if he's comfortable yet, showing maybe a little bit more personality. We'll see after that, maybe 5th or 6th carry, or even 10th carry, where he kind of starts getting a lather built up and used to running the ball. Maybe he will show that, and just in a different way, but excited to see him get his chance. And then I think, P. Ryan's going to get his carries too. I don't think they're going to overwork any of these guys, especially with, Pops being injured and not really sure when he's coming back. And then eventually, we'll see a little bit of Kareem Hunt.
You know what's crazy about the game now, guys? You know how like the offensive production in the league, like it's low right now. But I feel like it's going back to old school football. I think it's going back to football.
Unless you're the Saints.
Because now the Saints is cool, but if you look at Harbaugh from the Chargers, man, the old school I formation, big men up front, physicality, man, like they playing this hard nosed football. He got Joe Alt, Slater playing great. I feel like he bringing that back, the old school physicality back, man, and I love it though.
Yeah. Well, that's his brand. He's always been that. And we've talked about it over the last few weeks. And actually, in terms of kind of the offenses being a little bit behind the defenses early in the year, I think Hense talked about that a little bit. Maybe timing's not quite ready, with a lot of guys not playing in preseason. So the passing numbers are down. The other piece is that defenses are playing a certain way.
Defense got better too.
Even those teams, like you mentioned the Saints, Hence, Derek Carr only threw like 13 passes, whatever, in that game. He happened to hit a couple of big ones. But if you look right down the league, just about every quarterback, their attempts are down. Smaller players on the field on defense, playing too high safety. We're going to run the ball. We're going to take our big guy. We're going to take our big guys against your smaller, faster guys, and we're just going to keep running until you stop us. So, and you saw that in the game the other night. Philadelphia and Atlanta both were almost running the ball at will.
Kareem just says, he said, Dre, they beat the Panthers, pump your brakes, right? It wasn't just the way the Chargers won, beat the Panthers, man. Joe Alt, man, like control Clowney. If you look at the game before they against the Raiders, but I'm saying though, as a rookie coming in there against a veteran, you control it. And then same thing with Max Crosby. He manhandled Max Crosby. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at this team right now, it's just a physical team. And I feel like that's where the NFL is going right now. I feel like going back to balance, playing a balanced game, because I feel like the spread offense, right? The last couple of years, it's been great. Now guys are drafting DBs. Now ain't just one DB. They got the whole secondary sweep. The defenses are playing better now. The safeties are playing better now. Everybody can cover now. So now you don't have the exciting football no more. You don't have
the air yards numbers on passes is way down.
Absolutely, because now
you've got teams, the balls, bubble screens, short passes, hitting the flats, hitting the check downs. Now, again, that is going to start, as teams get a little bit more, I guess, used to playing with one another, getting more rhythm, you're going to see the passing game start to elevate again at some point during the year. But the first few weeks, hey, we're going to try to win these games. And if you're going to dare us to run like Cincinnati, that's kind of what they do against the Chiefs. That's Anarumo's whole plan against the Chiefs, is dare them to run, because they know Patrick's going to want to go down the field. So it just that was kind of the precursor And then we're like, wait, if they're doing it against Mahomes, we can do it against all these quarterbacks and see if they're going to be patient enough. Make them drive 10, 12, 15 plays and see if they make a mistake at some point.
Most definitely. But I just feel like if you look at the game now, because any team, like a lot of people keep playing this spread defense too. They playing a lot of nickel, like hybrid nickel and stuff like that. But now they just run the ball now because it's right there. It's time to eat. Just run the ball.
So
they have to.
If
the Chiefs,
then when the defenses come back with the bigger guys, and we're going to stop the run now. Well, now we're going to beat you
over the top.
That's the cat and mouse game.
Isaiah Pacheco, guys, as Drake shipped all the way to the left, like always.
To the left.
Back to Isaiah Pacheco. You know what I mean? Do you feel like, you know what I mean, if Steels get this chance and come out to shine against the Atlanta Falcons, is it going to be his job to lose? Is that going out on the lamb to say that, because he's going to be coming up in contract, coming up for contract pretty soon. And this is like he had like I think a shoulder injury. Now he got this injury, and if this rookie come out and prove that he can also be, a running back that he was in college, do you say this hurt the Isaiah Pacheco, getting his with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, I think Andy's going to play the hot hand. I mean, look at what happened when, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went down, and Pacheco as a rookie stepped in and took it over, and he took the position over. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, was a healthy scratch, during that time frame when he took over late in the season. And I think if Carson Steele, and that's a huge if to ask for an undrafted free agent rookie to come in, and he's got 1,000 yards rushing between now and the time that Pacheco's ready. I mean, he's going to stay with what's working. He'll put Pacheco in certain situations if he can get back this season. But, it's a good question, Hense, because personally speaking, Brett Veach is not going to pay a running back a lot of high dollars, and Pacheco, should get a pretty decent contract. And, you look at some of the other running backs he would be compared to, and it's a significant paycheck. So, he's had a history of injuries. We wish him nothing but getting well. Hopefully the surgery today goes well and it reveals that it's not going to be 8 weeks or 12 weeks, that it could be 6, maybe 7 weeks. That would be good to have another running back, because now the Chiefs running back room is really loaded, and we'll get to Kareem Hunt here in a couple of minutes. But, I don't think there's any guarantee that Pacheco is going to be the starter when he comes back. And I certainly don't think it's a guaranteed lock he'll be the starter next year. And he, rotates quarterbacks, and he runs through them. And if he thinks Carson Steele is a better fit to be the starter and to set the tone, Carson Steele will start.
I definitely agree. If he come out there and if he start getting 5 yards per carry, then it's a no-brainer, man. And he got the physicality too. So we're definitely going to see. Bo,
I just want to see the alligator on the sidelines.
We're going to see Bo overhyping this dude.
Pops or anybody that was in that.
That's a good question, because I know.
Was in that position, whatever, right? It was going to be a long shot to get a second contract.
Yeah.
So that's one part of the conversation. Second, if Pops comes back and he's healthy and can play the way he's played to this point, he's the starter coming back. I don't think there's any question, in my mind that's he's going to be the starter. Now, is it for another season? Is it go beyond that? If he has kind of put himself in the space of a $10 to $12 million a year running back, it might not be here. So then it would fall on Carson or whoever else that they bring in and so on. So I don't know that he's going to necessarily lose his job to any of the guys that we have on this roster right now. But again, just bottom line, he comes back, he's fully healthy, he's the guy.
I listen. I agree with Lou saying too, in a sense. But Mr. Bo over here think number 42 just gonna steal.
Wait a second. You just 5 seconds ago you were saying that Steele, if he does this, he's the starter. But now you agree that Pops is the starter.
Oh no!
You're like a politician. Is this Bill Clinton?
No politics. No politics on this show. It's not allowed. You'll be in jail.
I'm trying to play both sides.
Do you eat at the Waffle House?
I've never been to the Waffle House.
Okay, because you're waffling. I mean, what? Come on, give your take.
I'm going to give you the goods on both sides. I'm playing.
But that's nothing. Right, that's nothing. That's
what everybody does. We want you to take a stance, man.
That's a net zero.
Hey, man, when Pop was
take a stand.
School, man.
Take a stand.
I'm trying to speak from a rookie perspective. Now, if I'm 42, I'm like, he's physical. Okay. He's physical.
Pops is physical too.
42 is physical, man. 42 is physical.
Okay, yeah.
Pop got some pop.
So Hense asked the question.
Oh my goodness.
It's one or the other. I don't know. You're just giving both sides of an argument and not really saying anything.
Hey, Nick, remember later in the show, my guy's back. I'm trying
we will talk about Kareem and answer some of these questions.
I'm trying to hold on that part, Lou.
Okay. All right. For now, for the Atlanta Falcons, for all practical purpose, it looks like Carson Steele will be the number one running back option heading into this game. That's it.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Hey, let's go. And Dre just didn't know Lou. He just didn't know who to go for. So let's get right into it.
Wait a second. Hold on. We're supposed to save the best for last, but we're going best first, gang. You know what time it is. Let's go. Strike up the band, Hensley. We are in week 3 of the regular season. So far, Kareem is dominating play. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if anyone else is making guesses at this point. I don't know if Kareem is like completely scared everybody away or what the deal is. But gang, you're in here participating. Please, let's just guess if you don't know. All right. So here we go with this week's Chief. All right. This player was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. He matriculated east for his first stop.
Kareem Hunt.
At said first stop, he started 37 of a possible 41 games.
I'm gonna hold on.
Melvin Ingram.
Prior to his draft, this was a quote. This was kind of a scouting report, if you would, but extensive starting experience sets him apart. Consistently finishes plays. Skill set extends to potential contributions on special teams.
Kathy Welch says Hendershot.
That's a good guess. No,
man, I thought that was it.
But keep guessing, please. Another Peyton Hendershot. Okay. That's okay. They're still on the team, Ian. No problem. Both his schools have gone to new conferences.
Nick Johnson.
Carson Steele.
Incorrect. What did you say, Coach?
He said Nick Johnson.
He's not. That guy's not on the roster. I don't even know who that is. What game are you?
Number 13. Number 13. I forgot. I know it's
Nazi Johnson.
Well, I say Nick Johnson.
Yeah.
Nazi Johnson. There it is.
Come on now. Come on. He has played 60%. Around 60% of the snaps for his particular unit. Now, I'm guessing that Kareem already knows, and he's just waiting.
All right, Kareem, let's have it.
A chance. No, there's one more clue. One more.
I say Drew Tranquil.
No, he went to Notre Dame.
Okay.
Last one, he's a very devoted guy, namely.
Devoted guy.
He said he's a devoted guy. East event. Oh,
Very
Joe Tooney.
Very
Joe
devoted
Tooney.
guy, namely.
Is it Joe Tooney or no?
It is not Joe Tooney.
No, namely.
Special team.
Anybody else got a guess?
You say you're on the special team? You say you're on the special teams?
Going once. Going twice.
Go ahead, Luke.
Thrice. Your Chief Who for the week is one Christian Roland Wallace, number 30. Originally an Arizona Wildcat, finished up at USC. Obviously, Arizona and USC both in new conferences. He's played 60% of snaps on special teams. He hasn't played any defensive snaps, and a very devoted guy. Devoted being a synonym for Christian. So there you have it.
Good.
Chief Who? I don't know. Kareem, not a single guess. Nothing. I don't know what's happening there.
Look at it.
Kareem had to fall back, man.
Did you lose your internet connection?
No.
Come on,
it's
man.
2-1.
He said, "Did you lose your
internet?"
All right. No, it's just 2. There's no losing here. He's got two wins. But I appreciate everybody else jumping in and giving some guesses. That's good. It's good to get multiple people participating. That's great. So I appreciate that. There you go. Chief Who, Christian Roland Wallace
Award. Everybody got a participation award.
And it was Chiefs.
Can you say that word again?
Huh?
Can you say that word again?
What you talking about, Lou?
The award?
Oh, award.
Yeah. What did you call it?
Participating.
Okay. All right. Very good.
You trying to catch me, Lou? You trying to catch me, didn't you? You trying to catch me, Lou? I got you trying to catch me, player.
Hey. And that game was sponsored by, who was it sponsored by?
Our guy, your guy's mine. Look at him right now. Look at that face. Eric Haynes of the Eric Haynes Group. We appreciate your sponsorship. Thank you, Eric.
Go ahead, Nick.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody I trust more than Mr. Eric Haynes. As everybody knows, he helped me and Emily find a house. It took 9 months. And it was a long 9 months and about 60 days to close. And we finally did. And he held our hand. He worked through the process. He and his team were absolutely amazing. At the end of the day, we got exactly what we wanted at the price we wanted. So if you want someone who's going to do that for you, like he did it for me and Emily, give Eric Haynes a call today at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
Absolutely. Now, the proud sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for flexible health coverage, if you have current insurance that you don't like, maybe it's too expensive, maybe the deductibles are high, maybe you're on an ACA plan and your income is increased and you can't stay on it any longer, whatever the situation might be, whether you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, if you want a free consult, give her a call today at 913-215-9086. You want a free quote? Give her a call, 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Nikki loves Emily.
Hey, Nikki loves Emily. Nikki loves Emily.
I'll never deny it.
Nick got to put some joy in that neck, man. Come on now. You love you some Nikki, man. Come on, man.
He said,
yeah, man.
Weekend in the Barney's neck. It was a weekend in the Barney's neck, was it?
Hey, come on, Captain of the ship. Let's get to the main meat. Let's get to the foundation of the bone, man. Let's get to it.
We got a little news, that Kareem Hunt, happened yesterday. He signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. Hey, what is your take, on this? And what did what's your take on this? Him coming to Kansas City. Are you excited about this reunion?
Listen.
Lou,
go.
Play me again, player. Play me again like that again. Yeah. Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, well, I'm excited because, I remember what he was when he was here, and it was like the perfect marriage in terms of what Andy Reid wants in a running back, but he brought so much more in terms of the contact balance and just protections. He can catch out of the backfield. I mean, just the perfect guy. And it was just such a blow when all that business happen in Cleveland or wherever they were, and it was just awful. And he had to go. I mean, and then he really wasn't forthright with ownership and the GM, and it was just awful. It was a gut punch. The whole thing was. So if to expect him to be that at 29 when he was like at 22 is going to be a bit much. So I'm going to temper my expectation, my excitement a little bit, and hope that he does work himself back into the offense, that he has the same skill set, might not have the full speed, but again, the contact balance, I think, didn't go away. Watching him in Cleveland, whenever you would spell Nick Chubb, who arguably one of the best running backs in the league when he was healthy, that they didn't miss a beat. I mean, they actually added some different kind of juice. He's more, Kareem was a much better pass receiver. So from that perspective, I think maybe he helps as far as Carson Steele is concerned with the younger back. Obviously, Samaje's been around as long as Kareem has. So he's got things figured out in terms of what he needs to do. Now, can he do it? That's his question. But in terms of Kareem, it's we talked about it as a possibility. Later in the show, it becomes, a visit. And then from there, it just, became reality. So in real time, we were talking about it. So I'll stick with that. But just kind of tempering my excitement a bit to see kind of where he's at physically. Maybe be even more excited 3 or 4 weeks from now than I am today.
Yeah, I think, we talked about this in the show. I mean, I'm a little surprised, but, based on the comments that, Andy Reid made, Clark Hunt made, but, and looking at it and realizing last night that if he passed this physically, he was going to sign, I thought to myself and I said, well, here's the issue. The issue is, he knows the offense. He's still in contact. He's been in contact with Patrick Mahomes. He was at his wedding. They've stayed friends. Patrick probably gave him a lot of tough love, and he was honest with him. And he said, hey, that's not how we act around here. And if you just look at this picture, I mean, this is a year 2 of his time in Kansas City and the first year of Patrick starting.
Babies.
They both look like babies. They were 23, 24 years old, 22 years old, something like that. And I think, listen, you're not getting that version of
Tyreek Hill said, my boy back in KC.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, I like that.
You want to be back too.
I like that. So listen, I think the organization spent a lot of time. I think somebody posted this earlier. They thought that once the injury happened to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they probably started talking. And remember, his agent's also Patrick Mahomes' agent. So, that has a lot to do with it too. So I think this was probably something in the works. I think they had conversations. Hey, be ready, stay in shape. We might be willing to give you a chance. I'm sure Clark Hunt signed off on this. But listen, here's something that everybody has to remember. If the Chiefs make moves like this, or maybe do some things to add some veterans that may cost them something in the future versus now, they want that three-peat really bad. And they're going to do about whatever it takes to make sure that happens, or they're in a position to make it happen. And they're not going to let any opportunities slip through the cracks. And the fact that Hunt didn't sign anywhere else kind of leads me to believe that there was some indication potentially that if something happened in Kansas City, or once the news about CEH became, public and putting him on IR, that there probably was some, hey, what do you think? How's your client doing? That kind of stuff. And ultimately, I think the conversations were had when they announced it on Monday that he was going to be coming in. I thought everybody felt comfortable. He was not coming into Kansas City unless he was going to sign a contract. So they put him on the practice squad. Andy Reid, kind of indicated today that there's a possibility, depending on how he adjusts and how well he remembers the offense, especially the base packages, which is where they're probably going to start him. It could happen. I mean, Keontae Ingram was promoted today, former Arizona Cardinal running back who's got some talent and certainly is a good third back to have on your roster. But when Hunt's up to speed, it's going to be better. So overall, for me, I think it's a good move. I'm okay with the second chances. He paid his dues. He lost Super Bowl rings. He got an 8-game suspension. He lost money at a time when running backs were getting paid. And, he paid his price. And he was in Cleveland, for 5 years? and was a starter, was a backup. I mean, the 1-2 punch they had in Cleveland was outstanding. So he doesn't have to be the guy. He just has to be a guy. And I think Patrick's happy to have him back. I think the locker room's happy to have him back. And the Chiefs organization said, you know what? If we get 50% of what Kareem Hunt used to be, and we can play him 10 or 12 snaps a game and get some productivity, I'm all in. And I think that's how they're going to view it.
I think Kareem Hunt going to excel, guys. And I'm going to tell you why. That offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs fit him perfectly. Because, over there in Cleveland with him and Chubb, the offensive line was deadly, too. They had a strong offensive line. So right now, compared to the Chiefs had when Kareem first started, when Kareem first played, right, with this group with Kansas City Chiefs, he averaged like 4.49 a carry, right? 1,300 yards on the ground, right? I mean, he was a workhorse, right? Looking at it right now, he doesn't have to do as much.
Nope.
Right, and he can catch out the backfield. Something that Andrew loves about Kareem Hunt, he can catch out the backfield. Right, like I like the combination between him and Steele. Right, night and day. I'm gonna call him night and day, man, because they both physical. They both ain't afraid of contact. But one thing what Kareem brings to the table is catch out the backfield, guys. And again, Andy Reid knows Kareem Hunt. He knows his strengths. He knows exactly who he is. So that's why I say this is a great fit. And he's still young. He's still young. Even though he's been away for
29.
A bit. Yeah, he's still young. He got a couple more years left in him. But I love it. I love it, man. I love it because he brings that veteran leadership. You know what I'm saying? That mentorship to Steele. You know what I'm saying? He can teach Steele the outs and ends of the game.
You can certainly tell him what to not to do off the field. That's for sure.
Well, absolutely, man. Because sometimes you got to hold back and use a bodyguard, man. Hey, but I'm gonna say this. Nah, I do believe in Kareem though, man. I want to see Kareem get busy though.
I'm glad they gave him a chance. What do you think, Hense?
Yeah, I think I'm excited, but for the return, anybody that's for that amazing offense that returns and gives that type of hope that it can be that offense once again. When Alex Smith was leading the charm, Patrick Mahomes was the backup then, but looking at this running back room, you're gonna have Isaiah Pacheco, Carson Stills, P. Ron and Kareem Hunt. But again,
that's crazy.
Again, Carson Steele, I'm excited, but I'm also excited to see what this guy does in Atlanta. I wait to see what he does. And a lot of people don't, a lot of people forgetting that, that's what Patrick Mahomes threw that, I think 80-yard bomb down there to Tyreek Hill. So I'm expecting something like that, worthy. But again, if I'm excited about this reunion, heck yeah. Kareem Hunt, if we can, like Nick said, if we can get somebody the old Kareem Hunt, 50% of that, just some of it, just some of it, then it'll be amazing to have in the backfield. Sir, don't make that face.
You are gonna get some of it, that and then some. This ain't he knows Andy Reid. Andy Reid knows him, man. It's night and day, man.
They still have to feel comfortable with it, and can they design 6 or 7 or 8 plays for him for Atlanta? My guess is maybe. Yeah. Against the Chargers, he probably makes his debut. But nonetheless, the Chiefs have an abundance. Let's say Pacheco comes back in December. They have 4 running backs that are, you take all their skill sets and they all do something different. Andy Reid can do almost anything he wants with the offense. Now, it's going to be up to defenses to adjust if these guys are out there to make plays or be decoys. Yeah. So, and again, the Chiefs have to start running. The Chiefs have to run the ball a lot more this year.
Yes,
because just in the first 2 games, you saw, that these defenses were putting people in the back. They were giving them open space. They were hoping that the offensive line, the defensive line, could stop them. The Falcons, their defensive line is terrible.
Yes,
the Eagles absolutely shredded them. But Barkley is a next level running back. So. That has something to do with it too. And the Eagles' offensive line and the run blocking scheme is really, really outstanding. Again, this is a great problem for Andy Reid to have. And you know what? I always say you add to a strength on your football team any chance you can get. And even though they lost Pacheco, I think the 3 running backs that they have available now, and I'll throw Ingram in there. He's got some NFL experience. He's had some really good games in the National Football League. So they got 4 guys that they can count on to make some plays. So. If I'm Andy and Matt Nagy, I'm all in on this. Andy said today, I think he deserves a second chance. Let's get him started first and see where he's at. And, he also said, he's a bit older now. It's been a while since he's been here, so he's grown up. So those are the things you want to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking about the Falcons game, and me watching that game, the Chiefs can eat when they run the ball. They can run the ball down their throats, man. They don't even have to pass the ball for real. Just run the ball, man. Just run the ball. Just become that team now. Andy Reid can adjust, and the NFL is all about adjustments, fellas. It's all about adjustments, man. Like the Chiefs now, you got your backs down to where you can have one of them games to where you're just gonna run the ball, maybe a dink and dunk here. You got it.
You're making it sound like we got like Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and all these all-time running backs. We've got an wait a second, hold on. We've got an undrafted rookie. What else? Samaje Perine, 9-year vet that really hasn't played much football in the last 2 years. Kareem hasn't played in quite some time. So why don't we wait and see what we have before we start like, oh my God, we've got all these guys. We got a bunch of guys right now.
Yeah, that's all we have.
Physicality though. Now we gotta change it up now. We know Mahomes can throw it. Now let's be physical.
They're going to be if they run the ball.
Yeah, I mean they ran the ball plenty against Baltimore and against Cincinnati. So I don't think that's the issue. The issue is more so is when they get penalties and get backed up, and then they're forced to throw some of those deep drops. He's got to get it out quick. And typically, if you're behind the sticks, now you need time for guys to get downfield. Is the left tackle holding up? Are the other guys in good position? Are we getting even more penalties? And now all of a sudden you're behind the sticks. So it's not a good way to play. So I hear what you're saying is run the ball. Yeah. Again, when you've got 15 behind the center, you're going to want to give him some chances. It's just a matter. Can we do it without self-inflicted wounds?
No, most definitely. What I'm saying is this because the rookie left tackle be getting beat. Now, Taylor, I don't trust Taylor. Let's really enforce and take pressure off them guys and let Mahomes relax. Let's see what Still can do. Let's still be the workhorse, right? Well, now you bringing in Kareem Hunt. Let them guys feast. Let them eat. Like New England. New England always adapts. They always adapt. Andy Reid's starting to understand that too. Let them eat. Yeah. Let them eat, man, because these defenses right now, y'all facing right now, they're not ready for a team to run the ball now. If you notice that now these teams are worried about Mahomes throwing the ball. Let's change it up real quick and let these boys feast, man. Let them feast, man.
We'll see. Like I said, when he comes back, Pacheco comes back, if he comes back this year, then it's a problem that Andy Reid's going to figure out. So just like he did with rotating 7 wide receivers last year, he had to settle on 4 guys that he could count on, and the rest of the guys filled in when they could. So someone's going to be the odd man out at some point, but I got a sneaky suspicion that it may not be this year.
Hey, Lou, all the receivers made Jerry Rice. All the receivers together made Jerry Rice. Remember you talking about Walter Payton? All them receivers last year made Jerry Rice, right? All them receivers made Jerry Rice.
I have no idea what that means.
What are you talking about, Jerry Rice?
No, listen.
You mean Rasheed Rice?
No. Lou made a comment, right? He said, well, all these running backs, we got Walter Payton out there. I was like, well, all the receivers last year, we had Jerry Rice then. All those receivers together made Jerry Rice.
Oh, so you're saying 4 guys together and we had Jerry Rice. I don't think it really works that way.
I didn't think it resonated. Okay. It didn't resonate, pal.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's all right.
It flew past the head, Dre.
It did. Flew past.
All right, we're all.
What else did Andy Reid say about him today, Nick?
He talked about when he departed, he needed a change of scenery to get some help. We felt like he did that. He did a nice job in Cleveland. We talked to the people there, meaning the GM and the head coach. We felt okay bringing him back. He's 29. Time flies. It looks like he's grown up some. And that's the thing. Again, the guy paid his price. 8-game suspension. Lost out on Super Bowl rings. Never got paid. I think his best contract was 2 years and $16 million from Cleveland. That was it. And he just got paid basically NFL minimum before that. So I think
didn't have to go to jail.
He didn't have to go to jail. He eliminated his entourage. He got his act together. He made restitution. And he learned a valuable lesson. And I think the biggest lesson was after he got pulled over, that traffic stop, and he said, the cop said, "Why are you upset?" And he goes, "Because I blew my chance to, get a Super Bowl ring." And so I think, he went to Cleveland, put his head down, served his time, made some really good plays for them, scored a lot of touchdowns, ran a lot of yards, was a great 1-2 with Chubb. And now he comes into a situation where he's ecstatic to come back home. Patrick Mahomes deep down is excited to have his friend on the roster. What he does with this opportunity remains to be seen. But if you scour all the running backs that were available in free agency at this point of the season, after they knew that Isaiah Pacheco was going to be lost for most, if not all, the year, this was really the most logical fit. We just didn't think that the organization would actually do it.
Right.
But the quest for the three-peat outweighs everything.
But like what Lou said last show, it's a lot of people that that's not going to agree with it. Agreed with Kareem coming back. A lot of people, she said a lot of people, Chiefs fans, some going to be happy and some not going to be happy. So are you guys agreeing with it? Are you agreeing with, you believe? I know you are, Dre. Go ahead, sir.
Hell yeah, I'm a believer. Get a man second chance. It wasn't his fault. He was young, right? You
learned. No. Stop right there. It was definitely his fault. He was stupid. He was an idiot.
That was him. He did it right
after Ray Rice did his stupid thing.
That was him in the video.
The bodyguard missed. The bodyguard missed the save. The bodyguard missed the save, man.
We probably shouldn't joke about it because there was.
I'm taking over. Let me be completely.
There was a victim, right?
First and foremost, he did it. He's guilty. There was proof. He lied to the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. He lied to his head coach. He lied to his friends on the team. He did a stupid thing and got caught. And he did it at a time when Ray Rice got a 2-game suspension. The league wanted to make an example, and they did, and he served 8 games. So none of this bodyguard BS. He was hanging around the wrong crowd and the wrong guys.
And you're right. He was young, but that's not an excuse.
There's no excuse for that.
That's not an excuse for
you never hit. You
really
never,
bad
you never
behavior.
go. You never go there. You never do it, no matter the situation.
You know what, guys? I feel y'all because I ain't about to go into detail with it. I feel y'all unbelievable. Remember, everybody, it's guys younger than him, same age at the time, make worse decisions than him.
Yeah,
and people lost their lives. And people lost their lives, guys. Can we agree with that? People lost their lives, right? What I'm saying is this: the man made a hiccup. The man made a hiccup. I get that. He lied to the organization, right? He trying to cover it up. I get that. But do he deserve a second chance? Yes.
We're all for the second chance, but we're not underscoring what he did.
Yeah, because that's and I guess to Hense's point is where there's still going to be a percentage of the fan base that, regardless of him restitution, all the things that Nick listed off of what he's done since, are still not going to sit well with it, thinking that why is this organization bringing back this bad actor?
Yeah, and he cost him a Super Bowl.
He did. I agree.
I'm not even going to say that.
I would say
I'm saying
Hunt,
about the person. There are going to be people that are just going to say, I don't care what he's done, how good he is, whatever. We don't need that on our team representing our city.
What I'm saying is there are people, and I've heard this from people.
Yeah,
he cost us a Super Bowl because they probably would have beat the Patriots at home. They would have manhandled the Rams in the Super Bowl. There's no question about that. That's some of the things that I've heard, and people call me and text me and say, well, he cost us this. Listen, he cost himself. Okay. He made the mistakes. He initially didn't understand what he did was a problem. He got help. He got right. He got a few bucks from the Browns, and I'll give him credit for this. The problem with him was being in Cleveland and hanging out with his entourage, similar to what happened to Rashee Rice, in April. Now, Rashee Rice has jettisoned a lot of those people. He's now focused. He's now one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. He got his help. Kareem went back to where he was having problems, and he never had another problem. So obviously he did the same thing, and he got to play in his hometown team.
He played at Kent State. So a lot of that has been hopefully again, it's been many years, but again, to Hense's point, there are going to be those that just say we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Now,
kind of stuff.
to answer the question, as far as do you agree with him coming back? Yeah, I mean, for me, being far removed from it, I guess, yeah, the Chiefs are my favorite team, but I am not from Kansas City. I don't have, I guess, that same. I mean, I look at it it's a professional sport. It's a job, right? It's just, okay, he did pay his whatever that price was. You may not agree with the, how high the price was or how low the price was, but he paid the price. So, okay, he's still in the league. He's a player that's out there, that's available. Other than making a trade, that's probably your best option. So, hey, again, as a business transaction, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, again, guys, I get it, guys. But hey, the man's on the field. He paid this dude. Let's get to it, man. A ball game. I want to see what this man can do in this field, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the man can do, man. Like I'm excited to see him come back and be part of the Chiefs organization again.
Yeah,
hopefully back with Mahomes.
Hopefully by his actions this time around, meaning maybe taking a leadership role in the community, doing some things within the community, maybe for, I don't know, battered women, whatever it happens to be, but just to kind of get out in front of it and kind of be a spokesperson for it. That would be, I think, a great step to take. And I'm sure his representation.
And he's going to be asked all these questions whenever he addresses the media.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
They're not going to let him off the hook.
And guys, that's the narrative of guys, because they're going to drill him on the. They're going to drill him.
How many questions did Coach Reed get about it today?
That was the whole part of his press conference.
Yeah, so it's like it comes with the territory, gentlemen. They're gonna ask him the questions and how you feel, what was your thoughts, and all that other nonsense. So as long as that man stay focused and keep his mind on football,
can we go off script here a bit with Tilly Trains just talking about the Chiefs' offense has been underperforming and need to bring it back up a notch. Again, turnovers and penalties, but I mean, dare I say, I'm pretty sure. And Patrick would be the first one to say, and I think he did say it today, he's got to pick his game up.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of at the forefront of this whole thing. And regardless of what defenses are being thrown out there by these different teams, he's at a level now, if he's the best player in the game, that he should be able to figure out how to get the ball to different players, no matter what the defense is. So and he was the first to say it. So, I mean, whether it's some fundamentals, it's his vision, whatever, but the turnovers and penalties are just killers.
And we got to go at Kelsey too, man. Kelsey been underperforming the last 2 games as well. So, like I said, these guys are Super Bowl champs, man. They playing at a high expectation, right? So my thing with them is this: it all falls on the leadership, man. Mahomes, you're the captain of the ship, man. Kelsey,
but he takes responsibility for it every time.
Gotta play better though.
And listen, the Chiefs played 2 AFC Championship contenders back to back to open the season. Granted, it was at home, and they didn't even play their best football in either game.
Yeah, and they always figure out a way to win. You would like to see offensively be a much cleaner.
Yeah, we expect a blowout, and it's just not how this team's
not necessarily. It doesn't have to be a blowout, Nick. I just want to see a cleaner operation where there's not a ton of penalties, that you're not having your rookie left tackle getting crushed on the end and having to make changes to the offensive line on the fly. So, which again, there's no perfect game and no perfect game plan, but you would like to see, again, a much cleaner operation so that you're sustaining drives or ending every possession with a kick of some sort.
Right.
Yeah,
definitely. Get into some of these questions, Nick.
All right. Let's see. Go for it. Here we go. I like Kareem on the Chiefs, but that was straight up ridiculous. I'm fine with him coming back and hope he plays something like that. Go Chiefs. Let's see. Question. There were a couple of questions here. Hold on, I'm getting there. Let's see. Well, New England ran all over Cincinnati, so we kind of hit there. Go for KC. Go for KC forever. Hopefully Patrick throws for more than 100 yards, 150 yards. There's a really good question at the very beginning of the show, and I'm going to get there. Play the music. Dun, 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 dun,
All right. So
dun,
as far
dun,
as
dun, dun,
we can stop that. The 150 yards passing, and I appreciate you looking at the statistics and everything. It's not so much the number of yards passing, but like kind of on the plays he's making. Are we hitting third downs and moving the sticks?
Mm-hmm.
Are we completing the passes that we should be completing? I don't necessarily look at it just as well. He hasn't had a 300-yard game, and so I'm not really looking at it that way. Just, hey, are we moving the sticks? Is it a clean operation? Are the wide receivers getting open? Are they catching the ball when it's thrown to them? Just kind of get that consistency, and then the rest will take care of itself, I think.
Yeah. Two more here. I hope the Chiefs defense plays better than they did last week. Obviously they played well in the fourth quarter. On the last two drives, they got a turnover for a touchdown and then a key sack that got the ball back in the hands of Patrick Mahomes. You want to see, I was ripping Spags all game. Why aren't you blitzing? Why aren't you blitzing? Of course, he blitzed when he thought it was the best time. And of course, it was the best time to send Jamari Conner on a beautifully designed blitz that no one saw coming. He was 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Right. And that's the point, because now all of a sudden, if you're blitzing on the regular, they can, they can protect for it and you're going to get beat. Right. So I think that just when he blitzes, when he brings them, he's masterful at that. I'm never going to question him on his calls.
Right.
Hey, real quick, guys. I want to get a quick apology, man, about the comment I say about Kareem Hunt, about the situation. I know a lot of people feel some type of way about the situation. I was like, all right, I'm just saying, so quick apology.
You're young, you make mistakes too. Don't make it again. All right, let's talk about.
I can take it to the chin, Nick. I can take it to the chin. You're right.
Good. That's my chin. That's about as much chin as I've got, buddy.
We do tend to lean towards the comedic, just in that situation. Right. So we appreciate you stepping it back there, Coach.
I appreciate it very much. Yeah. Another question: we got to be able to cover tight ends better and get some pressure on the defensive line. This is a problem. I think what teams are doing is, they're putting 3 tight ends out there and they're saying, okay, try to cover 3 tight ends. And the Chiefs don't have the personnel.
They don't
to be able to do that. They miss Willie Gay. I'm telling you, folks, they miss Willie Gay. He's got 2 old tackles. In New Orleans.
I've been calling it. I've been calling that for last.
I don't want to hear.
They miss his speed. They just miss his speed to the ball. That's all.
Here would be my response to that.
Okay, here you go, Luke.
In terms of tight ends, okay.
He got 2 old so tight.
Do you think those 3 tight ends from Cincinnati are going to beat you more than, say, a Jamar Chase or their other wide receivers? I mean, you're not going to be able to double or cover everything. So his idea is, okay, you want to throw to the tight ends on a regular? Go ahead.
Do it.
And if they beat us, you tip your cap. We're not going to let Jamar Chase beat us, and we're not going to let the other receivers beat us. So again, you kind of pick your poison here, and it's matchup driven. So let's give it a few more weeks and see if all of a sudden, hey, if Kyle Pitts is kind of just a big wide receiver, so I don't know that this game is going to make a difference. But the following week, when they play the Chargers, and the Chargers are lining up with 2 and 3 tight ends, and those guys now it can start to be a thing.
No, that's going to be a great game. I cannot wait for that game.
Honestly, for real though, Lou, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you got to handle that though, because that right there is Achilles heel. Because Gesicki missed a big third down catch. It was in his
first down catch,
yeah, right. It was in his hands
before the fumble.
Absolutely, and he looking likely was getting off at the end. You got to cover that. When they had Tranquil, like when Bolden went down, we didn't have this problem last year. Right? So right now, going forward, you going against Kyle Pitts, and he's probably the best all around tight end between Likely and Gesicki.
And much faster.
So you're not covering him with a linebacker. I mean, Kyle Pitts is a weapon.
So with that said,
maybe he's going to get
right. What if you see that happen on Sunday though? Well, you see the linebacker still out there. Are you going to be like, hey, what are we doing?
No. I mean, just the way Atlanta's offense is built differently. They're not going to come out in 2 and 3 tight end sets. That's just not the way they play. You're going to see Kyle Pitts, so you're probably going to see one of the safeties, right? One of the nickel guys covering Kyle Pitts. You're not going to, they may, just by formation in certain cases, a tight end, it's just going to happen where Tranquil's going to end up on him, or Leo's going to end up on him, or somebody else is going to end up on him, and they might beat you once or twice, but you can't just go in and say, okay, we're going to shut this guy down when you have other weapons that are going to get further down the field, that if they beat you, it's 6. Whereas if these guys beat you, now again, likely is a lot like Pitts, just a big wide receiver. So that was, maybe that was something that they look at now and say, well, maybe we'll change it up a little bit.
Real quick, Nick,
I'm not that worried about that.
You good? Hey, real quick though, in this division is crazy because your boy Brock Bowers is getting off over there in Oakland, man. He's looking really good. Yeah. That's the guy we're talking about tight end, and it's crazy how the Chiefs can't stop tight ends right now. Then you got Brock Bowers in the division right now, so that's going to be a very important game. I think
we need to stop calling whatever, this guy's a tight end, that guy's a tight end. Bowers, big wide receiver.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, big wide receiver.
Bigger wide receiver.
Big wide receiver. And some teams just deploy those guys a little bit differently, especially Baltimore, because they really don't have a top end X receiver, if you would. I mean, Bateman, somewhat, Zay Flowers, a smaller guy, kind of work in the middle of the field, and he's got speed too, but likely is kind of like their big target, and Andrews. So you can't really treat them like just a regular tight end. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, you got to shore that up. But again, I'm not that worried about it because it's always going to be matchup driven.
It is right. Absolutely.
So we'll get more into that on Friday with the game preview.
Yeah, we will.
Fact to cap, along with that, and also the Q prediction and story time with Nick. So
pack show on Friday.
With that said, go ahead and give it to our sponsors before we close out.
All right, first up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone that can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, give Eric a call today, 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com. And remember, the Feds lowered the rates today. That's a good thing. That's more buying power for you to maybe get a little bit more house. So let Eric advise you. 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
And the other proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for better health coverage, whether you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, even if you're looking for a split plan, maybe you've got someone who's on a policy in the family, but the rest of the people aren't covered, give her a call today. She'll advise you on the best options. She'll scour the country. She'll find the best deal. And she's got access to a great program with a nationwide PPO network. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086, part of the United Healthcare Company.
Emily.
Nick loves Emily.
Nick
loves. I swear we gotta get on the same accord, man. I swear we gotta.
It's all good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it
in this stuff, man. Because everybody sound great. We just gotta put it together.
I done good. That's all I can say. I got lucky.
I hear that.
So with that said, guys, hey man, Kareem is back in the building. We happy, and he's wearing the number 29.
It ain't gonna look right, man, without 27, man. It don't look right without 27. Man.
Yeah, well, I don't think number 27 is giving it up anytime soon.
Yeah, Shamar kind of come into his own.
He's earned his stripes.
He
did. You don't change a player. You don't change a player's number mid-season. It's taboo.
And the vet minimum isn't enough for him to buy it.
No,
so.
Why nobody
Hunter makes more money than Kareem Hunt does. Yeah.
Why nobody wants the number 0? I don't understand.
Somebody will do it.
It's a bit of a target, and I think it's kind of an arrogance thing. You have to be a special dude to wear 0, right? Not many people have. I mean, I think Calvin Ridley wears it now.
You trying to say players on the Chiefs team ain't special?
No, I'm saying you have to have kind of a certain, arrogance. I don't know. I could see maybe Rashid wearing it, but he's got 4.
I can see that.
He loves 4, right?
I can see that.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, you know what? You know who it could be, and Hense is gonna get. Oh, his head's gonna explode here. Give me Jared Wiley and
I was about to say that. I was about to say, and no, crazy though, Lou. That number stands out though. It's crazy that number.
Yeah, I mean, it has an aura to it.
It has an aura. I think it would be great.
It brings an attitude, or maybe somebody on defense, maybe Jaden Hicks.
Yeah,
he should wear that too.
Yeah, man. So with that said,
where you at? Go KC forever. Just a couple of things here. Pitts hasn't been their offense, complaining since they drafted him. You still have to account for him, though. Go for KC. And you're not going to let him, fly against the linebacker, because then he will become their offense, and you don't want that.
So should I bring Hicks in though? Should I bring Hicks now, man, for real?
I think Hicks is going to get playing time in this game.
Well, I think we're going to see probably Connor would be the guy first.
Yes,
and that's kind of the way it's gone so far. And I think Shamari's earned all that. So to just say, well, they're just going to bring Hicks in. Again, they might rotate him through like they did last week when Justin got hurt. But we'll see. Again, they're not a team that plays multiple tight ends. I haven't seen any of them do that.
Yeah,
the Falcons has a good offense. They have a good offense. Their offense is good, but the defense ain't too shabby. So it should be a good.
Captain Kirk got the game winner. Will he get the game winner Sunday night football? We'll talk more about that on Friday. For myself, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd. We appreciate everybody listening today. Please subscribe to our channel. You can also donate to the channel. We're not bashful here. Whatever helps keep the lights on and the microphones up. We're always looking for some assistance from our great fans.
Lights,
4 Guys in the Bar, and Chiefs Blitz. You can find that information on your YouTube channel. Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll see you all on Friday. Peace out, everybody.
All right.